Right, okay, a short video just to show you how to start using Bambu Labs and how to download from TinkerCad or how to download from Onshape and how to set up the printer ready to print. So, uh, when you go into Bambu Labs, you need to log on as, well, you need to log on to the computer as 3D Print username and 3D Print password. And then when you open Bambu Labs, you'll be greeted by this menu. You'll know you're in the correct version if it says IT Tech. If it doesn't say IT Tech, it says something like log in or register, then you've not logged on correctly. You need to log on as 3D Print, username, 3D Print password, and you'll get to IT Tech. Now, this is where you've got the right version of Bambu Labs. If I just show you what you'll need to have with regards to TinkerCAD or Onshape. So if you've done a design in TinkerCAD, which we have done here, it's very simple. What you'll need to do is you'll need to go to export, and it needs to be a .stl. So .stl is a stereolithography file. So click .stl and it will start to download. He says, let's try one more time. .stl, and it should be, there we are, it's downloading now. It'll call it a remember in TinkerCAD it'll call it a random name, which doesn't always help. It's better to rename your file here before you download it. Now what you need to do, now that's downloaded, you go into Bambu Labs and you can go to prepare. This is your build plate, so this is what you're going to print on. Okay, and there's a couple of options here that are quite important. Auto rotate is really important because once you've got your object design downloaded into Bambu Labs, if you click auto, it orientates it the correct way, so the best way to print it. You also need to check that you've got textured PEI plates, and then you need to check that you've got the right PLA. Now, we don't use Bambu PLA anymore, so you need to go down and just do generic PLA if it's just normal. If it's really shiny and silky and like gold or something like that, you'll click generic PLA. Just double check with me, but go with generic PLA. So the gold and the shiny stuff is generic PLA silk. So we're going to click generic PLA. What you'll also need to check is you go to device, and you'll need to go to this button here to check that it's the right type of PLA, and it is generic PLA silk, so I need to change that to just generic PLA, not generic PLA silk, because I'm not using that at the moment. Generic PLA. Okay, so you confirm that, so you just double check generic PLA there, and under prepare, sorry, confirm, and under prepare you've got generic PLA as well. So that's all set up correctly. Now, what you'll do is, because we've downloaded a design, what you'll need to do is go to File Explorer, and then if you go to Downloads, you'll see you've got Fabulous Biggery. So that's what I've just done recently. So you can drag, he says, you can drag and drop that onto the build plate like that, and there we are, Freddy. So you can zoom in a little bit using the roller ball on the mouse. If you hold down the roller ball on the mouse and move around, you can move the design. If you left click, you can spin it around. It's always handy, just have a good look around, check there's nothing there you don't want. Check, it's always handy to check there's actually on the build plane or floating in midair. So there you go. Also, if we just zoom out, click that button there to check that it's the best way to orientate it, which it is. And then it's very simple. You just choose your printer, slice it, and print. So let's slice it. That's the next stage. So slicing the plate essentially is the computer turning it into layers. And it says slice OK. And it tells you here it's going to take 5 minutes 47 seconds. You're using 1.56 grams of PLA, and it's going to cost 3p. And you can download, you can reduce the layers to work out what it's going to look like. at each layer. So you've got in total 21 layers. Now, if this was a different sort of design, it's always best just to go to support, enable supports, and then go to tree. That's always a good thing to do. And then slice the plate again. Because you never know if there's some parts of the design which need some sort of support. Otherwise the print won't work. Now, then it's a matter of going print plate, and you choose which printer. Now the colours here don't mean anything, by the way, so ignore the colours there. So what you need to do at this point is, before you send it to print, you need to check with me or the teacher. Then you need to check that the print has no old prints still on the plate, so make sure there's nothing on the printer. Check it's got enough PLA, check it's the colour you want, and then very simply, so D to RAMs, then click send, and that's it, job done. Now let's get rid of this and let's talk about what would happen if we did it from Onshape. So okay, let's minimize this, let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that, and let's go to Onshape. We've got to find wherever Onshape has gone. Here we go. So this is Onshape, a little bit different, a little bit more high-tech and complicated in a way than TinkerCAD. But you've done your design. What you'll need to do is 2 ways of doing this. You draw a box around it, so it goes orange, right click, and then export. Okay, or if that doesn't work, so if export option doesn't come up, you can always right click the part studio and you can go to export there. Okay, so you can click export. I'm going to do it by highlighting it. Right click, where's it gone? There, export. So again, you need to make sure you select the correct file, stereolithography, click export, and it should start to download up here, which is what it's doing. Part Studio. So it's downloaded. Go back to Bmabu Labs, and you can go to Fly Explorer, downloads, Part Studio 1, drag and drop. There it is. So now, this, interestingly, is going to need some supports, because if you look at it from the side, this bit here, if we were to print filament where the cursor is now, it's just going to drop to the floor. There's nothing supporting that overhang, so it's going to need tree supports. Now we've already gone to support, we've clicked enable support, we've clicked tree. So when we slice this, we should see, there we are. Now that is a super cool little thing. You know, the green is the support, and it looks like a tree, which actually is a classic bit of biomimicry. If you're interested in biomimicry, speak to me, because I think this is stunning biomimicry. So there you go. Support's there. It's going to take 5 minutes, cost £1.09, 54 grams. Oh no, sorry, it's not going to take 5 minutes. It's going to take an hour and 26 minutes. Cost £1.10 and 54 grams. So at this point, you click print plate, choose your printer, and then click send, and you're done. Now, just a quick note, if your printer is busy printing something else, it will be orange and it won't let you print. However, annoyingly, it will let you print if the printers are finished. And you could potentially print onto a printer which has already got something on its bed. So you've got to check the printer bed is free before you send it, because it doesn't quite know what is on the printer bed, and it will print over the top of something that already exists. So just double check that the printer bed is empty, the printer's free, then click send. Okay, that's little basics to how to send a file to Bmabu Labs and how to print it. So overview, check you've got the correct PLA, so generic PLA. If it's the shiny stuff, you'll need to go to PLA Silk, and you'll need to go to Device and double check that is actually the right PLA. So if it's matte, it's PLA. If it's shiny, super shiny, it's PLA silk. So you need to make sure you've done that. You need to make sure you've gone support, enable support, tree support. Check you've got textured PEI plate so that it's going to heat up correctly, and check the printer bed is free before you send it. Also, never print before you check with the teacher, because you could crash the printer. Okay, super. That's video done.